Welcome to the Deucecast Extra, the Mandalorian Season 2, Chapter 16, The Rescue, one of the best season finales that I think I have seen of a television show in quite some time. I mean, as far as just blowing away expectations. And I had some pretty strong expectations. We've got a good crew watching us live right now. We've got Brian, we got Roth in Wyoming, we got Josh hanging out, Dad, Ton Wee here. I'm not good. I can't do that. I can't do that. So, my gosh, what a heck of an episode. Really what a heck of a season, to be honest. I mean, this season was insane. I mean, there's nothing more that I can say about it as how good it. Just real quick, if you didn't know, because a lot of people didn't. Spoilers. This was written by Jon Favreau and directed by Peyton Reed. Yeah, and I thought directed very well by Peyton Reed.
Rhett, did he make up for episode 2?
Yeah, I mean that was the weakest. He went from the weakest episode of the season to the best. Yeah. And he did good.
Yeah. I mean, it's good gracious. I mean, just to sort of start going through some of the things that we saw in this episode, it really starts off with quite a bang where they're going after a shuttle and I just love that they're in the Slave One for the like this back half of the season, that the Slave One is actively the only ship that they can use because
Slave One is our hero ship in this for the last several episodes. Who saw that coming?
Yeah. So and
I do miss the Razor Crest.
I do. No. And I still think that perhaps we're going to get a new Razor Crest at some point. I think that he's going to find himself a Razor Crest in season 3. I can't imagine with the amount of money that people spent on that HasLabs Razor Crest. They've got to have another one. I mean, they've got to have to explode that.
I don't know that that's a reason Jon Favreau would bring it back.
Brett, somebody's calling for it early.
I've got eggnog. I've got eggnog tonight. I'm in a festive,
it's
the festive mood. Yeah.
Stepped it up.
Listen, I also have one of these within reach, obviously.
Okay. That's good. You've made Roth night. Maybe I've
got the do on standby, but right now it's eggnog plus, if you know what I mean.
So the Slave One chasing a Lambda class shuttle is perhaps the coolest thing I never knew I needed to see.
That was awesome.
I mean, I did not know that I need to see that. I do have to pause though. Rhett, do you do cold or warm eggnog?
Cold. Oh, what warm that?
You got to warm that up. You got to warm that up. Put a little whiskey in it.
All right. Well, I'm going brandy right now, but
brandy's probably more traditional. But you got to warm that up, man.
All right. Well, I don't know. That's weird. That's like a baby. Like a baby drinks hot milk, right?
Like hot milk. Okay. Yeah, I hear you. So
do I squirt some on my wrist like I'm a new mom or what?
Oh, to test the heat?
Yeah.
So we've got Dr. Pershing making his triumphant return, and dude flips real quick. I mean, he's not
what's up with that?
Well,
he just gave him all the info right away, didn't he?
Yeah, he's not a fighter. He's like I'm just. I think his loyalty is to science, so he doesn't care who.
I still worry that maybe they'll bring him an evil side out of him at some point, but
they could.
Every time it's been like, oh, I'll help these guys out. Sure. The Dark Troopers are here. You can do this over here.
I do like that actor who played the sort of sinister pilot that was holding him at gunpoint.
Yeah. We figured
really
out.
Good in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. And so I like that he was being snide. And I mean, he just drove away the other guy. I was like, what in the world?
I recognized him, but I couldn't play. I actually had to look it up because I could not place him at all. But it's one of those, it's that guy. He was in a show I watched this year at some point, which it feels like forever that the series finale of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. was on. But yeah, he was the main bad guy in that.
He was the main heavy.
That was like May, wasn't it?
It was over the summer.
Gideon Malik, or no, not
yeah,
Gideon.
he played Nathaniel Malik.
Nathaniel Malik. That's right.
Yeah.
Okay, so anyway, back. So he starts taunting. He sees Dropper. He sees Cara Dune, starts taunting her.
Yeah,
man, that was
what a stupid mistake.
And we find out that tear is for Alderaan. That he's like, you're a survivor of Alderaan. I thought I was wondering about that.
I feel like we knew that, but maybe not. Like it didn't.
I thought
I think we did. I think
it felt like a memory when she said it. So that could just be my
maybe I don't know
hallucinations.
Hey, I don't remember them ever mentioning that before, but man, he certainly had some words for her about how he felt like the Death Star blowing up was more of a travesty than Alderaan blowing up, basically.
Yeah. Did they give Kevin Smith a co-writing credit?
Oh, I know, right? Yeah. I mean, what about all the contractors that were working on it's that same thing. I mean, why should we shouldn't feel bad for them. They're working for the Empire.
That's one thing that this show, especially this season, has done is it has to some degree humanized people on both sides, on the specifically the Empire, right? The episode with Bill Burr, The Believer, that episode, it's kind of humanized, at least at the Stormtrooper level, a little bit. I mean, and then here, where he has a little bit of a legitimate beef, where you did kill millions of people who were just doing their job, right? So that's nice. They don't dwell on it, and that's fine. But just the occasional line of dialogue here or there gives you something to think about. So I enjoy that.
Yeah. Dr. Pershing, he's missing an ear now, so now he can be even more.
Shot at least.
Now he's like a Bond villain. He's missing a body part, and so he can come back with a vengeance in season 3. A disgruntled Bond villain.
Slap some Bacta on it.
But man, I mean the thing the thing that I don't think we knew is that the Slave One had an ion cannon. That was kind of a new addition. It's interesting. I mean,
that's one of those things you can add. That's an aftermarket adjustment that he probably added on. I mean, I think I noticed that too, and I think back to that silly X-wing miniatures game I play, and you can upgrade Slave One with ion cannon.
Of course.
And it just kind of, I thought that was a nice. I can imagine in my head canon him. That's aftermarket upgrade, right?
Maybe that was a shout out to that game. The fact that you can upgrade anything. I mean, that could very well have been. So they hatch the plan. They're going to chase the Lambda class shuttle in, kind of using it as a distraction to get everybody.
But first they stop. Don't forget they stop at that planet.
Oh, that's right. I totally forgot about that.
And they go to that bar, and Boba. They don't love Boba Fett. They're like,
no.
When he starts talking, they go, "This is a clone."
Well, he does call him princess. I mean, he's sort of
Yeah.
Hey, what was that ship parked?
That's her ship.
That thing looked cool.
Yeah, it is cool.
The wings up or whatever, the points up.
Well, and then a lot of other people at 4 minutes and 44 seconds, people are claiming they see a YT 1000, 1600, whatever it is. They think they see the Millennium Falcon, basically. Which I
really where?
Yeah, at 4 minutes and 44 seconds, if you look at the episode, you can glimpse a Corellian freighter that looks like it may be the Millennium Falcon.
Has stupid Han lost it yet? 5 years post.
No, I don't think so. I mean, 5 years after, you would think he's probably
Rathgars. Is that the?
Yeah. Well, he'd lost it. It went through. It changed hands 3 or 4 times.
Oh, this is interesting. Rock said that when he didn't watch the credits at first, he thought that's where Bib Fortuna was.
I've seen a lot of people say that.
Yeah. I mean, because that's just not something. And apparently, Star Wars Twitter account and other Disney Twitter accounts were hinting around like weeks ahead of time that credits are important, and trying to get people to watch the credits of this episode, basically. Yeah. Which I thought that was interesting. Yes, deadbeat dead Han Solo. Yeah. Exactly. So yeah, I mean they go pick up Costco Reeves or whatever her name is. and Bo-Katan. You know, of course, they have to have the song and dance. They didn't want to help them at first, but as always, Bo-Katan's playing an angle. She's like, "Look, if I can get
that sword,
she wants a sword, but she also wants that light cruiser. If she can get a light cruiser, that's a bonus. I mean, she's trying to basically get some munitions to take back Mandalore. I mean, that's her end game is, sword first, then take back Mandalore. That's basically.
Yeah. It seemed like a lightly staffed ship.
Well, I mean, I think even Dr. Persing mentioned
that, didn't they?
Yeah, he specifically said that when they were hatching their plan, that generally this can fit X amount of troops, but right now, because of the way things are, we don't have as many troops.
And then we have Dark Troopers.
But yeah, and that's really all in a normal situation. That's all you would need is a battalion of Dark Troopers, right? I mean, those things could pretty much take out anybody.
I had forgotten that they stopped to pick up Bo-Katan. I've got I must have blacked out for a little bit. It was 2 a.m. It was 2 a.m.
Yeah.
You haven't watched it again? I watched it again before this.
I've watched it a couple times, just certain parts of it. I mean,
I've watched it a lot.
certain parts I've watched.
Garrison has absorbed it.
Dude, I rewatched it just before this, and I know I was gonna write notes, and I just wrote all my notes before I watched the episode because I knew everything that was coming.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and this is a good point.
No, that's right. Don't forget that.
Yeah, Captain Reeves got to use a WWE move on Boba Fett. That was pretty awesome.
With her backpack, with her jetpack a little bit.
Yeah, it's a good move.
Melissa asks a valid question here. Does Mountain Dew cause blackout?
Well, I mean, in theory, it should be the opposite of that, but I mean, I do have some missing time occasionally.
I think it's the amount of Mountain Dew that you drink is probably the
aluminum
collecting.
My body has to adjust. It has to use the what brain power I have. It reallocates it to just metabolize the stuff.
Yeah, exactly. So essentially, we're sort of kind of jumping back to the Slave One chasing in the Lambda class shuttle.
Plan they come up with,
which was a great scene, by the way.
Thanks to Dr. Persing and Bo-Katan.
And the TIE fighters coming out of the light cruiser.
That was cool.
When we follow them out of the light cruiser, that's just little things like that set this show so much apart from other shows of this ilk. I mean, I guess they did some of that in BSG, where you would sort of follow the ship.
No, that
out
felt
of the
very
it felt kind of BSG.
Yeah, it felt very BSG to me.
Yeah, I mean,
you're going to be influenced by something. That's a good thing to be influenced by because that show was solid.
Yeah. Oh no, I agree. Yeah, I mean, I don't generally watch shows series twice like that, and that's one of the only shows I've watched twice all the way through.
Done it a half dozen times.
Yeah, I know you've done it a lot, but and Mando season 1, of course. I mean, I watched
great editing though in that part, and a lot of cutting back, and I like the guy going whoa, 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 stopping the TIE fighter.
Yep.
You're like, what's, and then they cut to Gideon, and he's like, something's up here, and then back to the shoot. I mean, it was great. It was so well done.
Yep. This is the launch tubes, exactly.
Launch tubes.
And the Dark Troopers. Yeah, I mean, there's certainly somebody like BSG. I think they might not know it, but subconsciously they like BSG a lot. So Lambda class shuttle kind of, first, I mean, the Slave One gets the TIE fighter sort of away from the shuttle, and then he jumps to hyperspace.
Yeah,
you get the Lambda class shuttle crash landing, and then they start their onslaught of and killing hundreds of stormtroopers.
Before all that happens, that's where you get the power up those shields, princess. I'll put on a good show line from Boba Fett, which is there's a lot of good Boba Fett in this, even though he leaves before the end.
Power up those shields, princess. Yeah, I like how he. Because she's like, you're not gonna. He's like. I'm going to put on a good show. Don't worry. So all of a sudden we get the female team busting out.
Yeah, and I didn't even notice it was a female team until they got to the command ship.
Yeah. Girls get it. Hashtag girls get it done.
That's right. Wasn't there a guy with them at one point? The Night Owls.
No, well, they dropped him because they couldn't have their girl power scene with him.
Wolves.
Wolves or something. Or
Wolves.
Yeah.
Like that.
Wolves.
Yeah. It's silly Star Wars
He's
names.
worthless. Leave him on another planet. That's fine.
Oh, he's got a mission,
Yeah, that's
So
always
we'll find out about in some spinoff show.
He was, he's got his own. No, he was probably killed off camera.
just like Snap Wexley had an important mission during The Last Jedi. That's exactly. Axe Woves had an important mission during this episode.
He'll be back.
There'll be a novelization of it.
He'll be back.
Comic book.
Yeah, it all very much harkens back to original trilogy when
there's a lot of stuff.
Yeah, going with the princess talk. Yeah, I mean, a little bit derogatory, but whatever.
Harrison, let us know if we miss anything now.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I know
we all want to rush to that moment, but
we do. I mean,
we're pushing toward it.
Once you get to that moment, but
we're being patient.
Yeah. There's a lot of stuff that happens beforehand because Moff Gideon kind of realizes the game is afoot, and he
how far in advance do you think he's playing this out? Because this is an elaborate plan he puts off.
Moff Gideon?
Yeah,
I don't think. I
don't think he was planning to get everybody to lose this, or even like draw everybody in. I think he adjusted on the fly and knew he was going for Baby Yoda, so that's where he went.
Yeah, I mean, there's no way that. Yeah, exactly.
Well, because Mando had said, "I'm coming."
He told him he was coming. Yeah.
That's true. That's true.
Now that was
that's fair enough.
The dark trooper that Mando fought. Did he fight that before or after he met Moff Gideon in the cell?
Oh, that was way.
I remember.
That was
before.
After?
But before he fought his way through it to get there, I couldn't.
You gotta defeat.
He blew him out the back.
Yeah. That was a good fight, though.
He pulled the lever, and
that's right.
Yeah, yep. And at that point, I was like,
"That's right." Because then he had the fight with Moff, and then he took him to the bridge. Yeah.
You're gonna have some. I mean, I know your helmet's gonna protect you because it's Beskar, but man, you're gonna have some pretty good.
You got his bell wrong.
Yeah.
You would think that he would have had more of a headache than he portrayed. he acted like an off-screen big deal. Yeah, maybe he had some goodies headache.
It absorbs it, I guess. It's like Iron Man's armor.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I mean the Dark Troopers. I like the design of them, but again, I didn't play the video games. I didn't really care much about the Dark Troopers in general, but they were fine. I mean, they worked for this episode, and we never have to see them again now.
What do you think of their dubstep?
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, that was Ludwig going a little far for Star Wars, but it's okay. I mean, it worked.
Well, it didn't take me out of it as much as the Attack of the Clones. When they're chasing Zam Wessel through the city in the speeders, that John Williams electric guitar, a couple of electric guitar riffs in there every time. I was like, "Whoa, what was that?" Yeah. What was that? So it didn't take me out of it quite that bad.
No, it didn't take me out of it that bad. It was the only thing in the episode, though. Music-wise, I think it was fantastic. It was the only thing I was like, about in the episode.
It's not doesn't fit Star Wars, but.
Hey,
Aussie Nate! Nate making an appearance. It's probably because it is holiday break. He doesn't have class or whatever. So welcome, Aussie Nate. So yeah, I mean, we then go to again. We see
have some eggnog.
Exactly.
You're about to see double, I think.
Again, we see Moff Gideon threatening Grogu with the Darksaber.
Yeah.
And then
he says, just take the baby.
Just take the baby. And again, this was yeah, I mean, it was automatic ruse. So we knew.
And Mando probably did.
I can't believe Mando turned his back to him at that second.
Yeah, it was pretty dumb.
I think Mando in this episode is reacting a lot more emotionally than he's used to.
He wants that baby.
And his guard's down in general. And so he's not being as calculated as he normally would be. So yeah, to believe anything an imp says is probably not the best route to take in the Star Wars universe. And Moff Gideon is not a good guy at all.
No,
he's a bad dude.
We do get to see a pretty awesome fight with the Darksaber and the spear, the Beskar spear.
Yeah, which the spear retracts.
I didn't notice that. Did
Well,
it?
I don't know if it retracts or if that was a continuity error, but he had it. He had it for a while, and then part of the fight he didn't have it. Like you couldn't see it behind, attached to his backpack. And then he had it again. So I'll have to watch it again to see if that.
Everyone's saying
it retracts or it was a They may get retconned into that, but
I love how it heated up like.
That's when they would clash, it would get a hot spot on there.
That was cool.
That was really cool. Which makes you think that maybe this Beskar can be defeated by lightsabers if you put enough effort into it.
Yeah, I mean they made
you got to be able to melt Beskar to make armor, right?
Yeah. So if you stay on it, it'll melt. Yeah.
Maybe. I mean, they made a point at some point in the episode to make sure you understood yet again that Beskar can handle a lightsaber. Somebody said something about that at one point, that Beskar can handle a lightsaber.
Hey, how about that kick? How about Mando kicks the bottom of the spear and swinging around? Man, that's good stuff.
Yeah.
That's some of the better choreography we've seen out of this show.
That could not have been John Wayne's grandson. That had to have been yet another. Because I don't think John.
Pedro Pascal learned a bunch of spear stuff for when he was the Viper
Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones.
There's no way that was him. Yeah, there's no way.
He's lucky that Dark Trooper didn't grab his head and squish it.
Pedro Pascal is a spear master.
Mm-hmm.
He at least wore his helmet this time. So
get his eyes jabbed out, his head squished.
Bang it 3 times.
Spoiler alert, by the way.
Spoiler alert from 4 years ago.
Yeah. He got the head squish versus the mountain. So I'm glad that didn't happen again.
That's right, Roth, Shades of Oberyn Martell. Right.
Yeah.
Punching his head.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe that's why they did that. Maybe that was a little shout out to Game of Thrones fans, I guess. I don't know. But I mean, and I thought that he dispatched of Moff Gideon fairly easily, which you got to move along.
Go on.
Well, I was just going to say you've only got 46 minutes to get a lot done.
I also think it was kind of on purpose. Clearly, because Gideon was like, if he wins this fight, he's going to take the Darksaber, and I get a win off of that as well.
Because now there's a conflict between him and
I mean,
I think he would have preferred to have won, though.
No, that's what I'm saying. But if he had lost, he was okay with it in that respect.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Or do we expect our Imperial officers to be great at hand-to-hand combat? Or at melee combat? I mean, I wouldn't think he would have stood much of a chance against somebody who's been fighting to survive his whole life.
Well,
who is a combatant?
I'll say this. I mean, if he is directly reporting up to Grand Moff Tarkin is very good at hand-to-hand combat. So
Thrawn,
perhaps Thrawn. Yeah, I'm sorry, Thrawn. Yeah, so perhaps not Tarkin.
Do you even Star Wars, bro?
Yeah, I don't. But so perhaps he's teaching him the ways of hand-to-hand combat. I don't know. I mean,
maybe.
He requires that of his moffs to have some hand-to-hand combat training. Because he's
an elderly Imperial officer. I mean,
he had to have beaten Bo-Katan in some way,
right? I want
to see that. I want to see that fight. Like, what happened? No way, Peter.
Those brittle bones would have snapped.
That's awesome.
Well, come on. When he was Van Helsing, did he throw a punch?
I'm sure back in the day.
Back in the day. He was more Van Helsing with his witty words. He was not much of a. He was not much of a man of action back then, but so I don't. Again, with Gideon, I get that he probably felt like he wasn't going to win that fight, and so maybe he yielded a bit quicker than he normally would because he wanted Mando to get the Darksaber so he could weave some sort of.
Yeah, punched out.
He didn't yield. He got the thing. He got disarmed. He didn't do it. I mean, I think we're off track of what really happened. I mean, I think he would have been delighted to have killed everybody else on the ship. He just got outfought, and then he improvised.
Yeah, he had a backup.
Yeah, and at least threw it out of whack a little bit with the whole chain of custody business.
Yes.
Yeah. And that was quite the tale that he wove with that whole thing. I mean, you can't apparently just give it to Bo-Katan. She has to win it back in battle.
Yeah.
Which we can get into the weeds.
I mean, doesn't that change Rebels some? Because
there's been a lot of
Sabine Wren just gives it to her, doesn't
There's
she?
been a lot of discussion of that. I'm sure it'll be explained at some point later on.
Or retcons.
I mean, as I understand
seems like
it.
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, as I understand it, Sabine did not win the Darksaber in battle. It was kind of just given to her in a way. And so, therefore, it would not have been required for there to be another battle between herself and Bo-Katan. I'm
very disinterested in that. Like,
I know because you don't watch the animated series.
Well, but no, I think it's forced. It's forced conflict and forced drama. Just when it's, I mean, do you really want this thing? Okay, knock it out of my hand and let's move on.
Yeah,
okay, let's fight. Oops, you win. Now let's just move this on. There's no reason to drag that piece out, but they're going to drag it out. I mean, that's like Chekhov's gun. You can't. Now you got to deal with it.
I have a feeling since they did this, it's just going to be Mando's. Like that's going to be his dark.
And then he ultimately goes back and takes over Mandalore.
Yeah,
I just never felt that from what we know of the character, though. I never felt that he was interested in that very much. Like,
I mean, even in this episode, he's like, "Here, take it."
Yeah, he's like,
"This is not my jam. Please take this stupid stick."
He's like, "I yield." Take it.
Yeah. I mean, he never really, from what we gather, he never really had a close connection to Mandalore in general. He had more of a close connection to
the people.
His
Weird
Death
goals.
Watch. His Death Watch.
Yeah.
I mean, he never really.
Watch. Yeah.
Yeah, he's the child of the Watch. He doesn't really care much about Mandalore. That always seemed like that's more, Bo-Katan's thing, her sister's thing, Satine's thing.
But what if the armorer shows up and says, "No, wait a minute. You gotta step up your game. Don't let Bo-Katan's evil. She's not part of our group."
Well, no, and I hope that does. I hope we get the armorer back. I mean, that would be a cool plot point to have her ticked off that Mando took his helmet off. I'd like that. I mean, I think that would go far in showing how much of a religious zealot she is. And, I like that angle.
Well, I didn't get the sense that they were setting her up as any sort of long-term thorn or anything like that. I mean, maybe they will, but I didn't get that sense that she was like that. He reported to her necessarily, or that he owed her anything. I mean, maybe they'll do that, but that doesn't seem like that's where we're going with it. But maybe.
And
by the end, she's just off to the side, letting them have their moment. She's not like worried about them.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you know when to. Yeah, I mean, it wasn't going anywhere. I mean, she could.
That's right.
Maybe
the next season will start right at the moment there. Where
I did think it was interesting.
Yeah.
She kind of makes fun of Mando for his traditions, but then doesn't accept the saber.
Yeah, right. Yeah, she's been a real stickler. She's real. That's pretty legalistic.
Right. Exactly. I don't know. Everybody has.
Yeah, well, that's apparently. Earl mentioned something different because I thought that too. I said, so where does season 3 begin? Typically there's a time jump, right? A little bit. How do we? Are we just going to get a couple of lines of dialogue to see how that immediate situation resolved, or are we going to pick up right there and settle it or whatever, or see what happens? Yeah,
I think that's going to be a big part of the next season. I think it will, as much as
it will be a part of it. But I'm saying, where do you start? Do you start 1 minute after this season goes ends? Yeah, and now we're fighting, or you pick up the action 6 months later or whatever, and where is everybody? Where are the pieces? I don't know. I wonder what the plan is.
Yeah, I mean, I really think that whether we want it totally or not, I mean, I kind of agree with some in the chat that are saying that a lot of season 3 is going to be the battle for Mandalore. Because I mean, if the Empire holds Mandalore and they are utilizing that as a stronghold of some type, which it's a pretty desolate planet, from what I remember.
And also, the New Republic has had 5 years to get its act together too. Are they just not? Are they a non-issue? I mean,
they kind of haven't got their act together. Apparently, I mean they've got the.
Well, you know who that's on? That's on Leia. Leia needs to
No, that's on Mon Mothma. Mon Mothma.
Oh yeah.
She's.
I guess so.
She's not bringing the tribe together apparently very well. I mean, we do need to get some of that though. We need to get more of. Right? Well, right now we need to get some of what's going on in the. I don't think that there was enough of that, and maybe that's what they're going to use Rangers of the New Republic
you'll get. For, I think Rangers will be a little bit more official New Republic type stuff, right? I mean, we're still on the outskirts. We're out the outer rim still, right?
The outer rim, yeah. I mean, which apparently some marshals are out there because they're out there deputizing people to be marshals.
Dave Filoni's out there, just flying his X-wing.
That's right. Dave Filoni's out there. Trapper Wolf.
Yeah, I guess I forgot his name.
Yeah, he's out there.
Chow. She's
and
out
that guy from the convenience store.
Yeah, Kim's convenience
store. He's out there.
Rick Famuyiwa is also one of the pirates.
Rick Famuyiwa is out there flying around somewhere.
That's right. And Deborah Chow.
They're like, hey, we got a distress signal. Let's blow it up.
Yeah. Oh. Is that an unidentified ship taking off? Blow it up. Who cares? Gosh, they were quick on the draw, weren't they?
Yeah, I was like, did they not give a anyway?
So, anyways, I mean that we can pretty much cut to the end credit scene then.
Nothing else important
happened.
Yeah, that's
important. Oh man!
So what was that moment like for you guys when you saw that?
Dude,
well, it was X-wing. Yeah, the X-wing got me. Yeah, that's when I knew.
Did you guys realize?
I mean, there had been so much talk of Luke possibly being the Jedi that shows up, just in on social media. That when that X-wing flashed up on screen, I was like, "There's no way they're actually going to do this."
See, I denied it until I saw the glove.
Oh, really?
So even the Green Saber didn't do it for you.
No, I was like, Green Saber. Oh, glove. Okay.
Yeah. I saw the Green Saber, and I was like...
Well, I really, right at the X-Wing, I was like, oh, well, they can't do it. Because what were our choices? It wasn't going to be Ahsoka, right?
Yeah.
No.
It ain't going to be Cal Kestis. That dude's from a video game. Why did we ever mention him? Nobody knows.
It's a popular video game.
No one knows who Ezra is.
Not popular enough. You can't have the big moment coming in and save somebody who 90% of the audience has never heard of, right? It ain't going to be Ezra. I know y'all like cartoons.
There would have been
but it ain't going to be Ezra.
There would have been a lot of people pumped if it had been Ezra.
Sure,
there would have been a lot of people saying, "Who the heck is that?"
Yeah, there was most people would have said, "Who is that?" But everybody knows who Luke is. So really, we should have known all along that that's who it would be. But here's why we don't want to believe that.
Yeah, exactly.
Because we know what happens to the Jedi Academy.
Yeah,
stupid episode 7.
They're gonna
overwrite that anyway.
Well, it's the Mandalorian timeline.
Zero chance that they're gonna overwrite.
No, they are. Listen, the Veil of the Force is part of the Ahsoka logo.
See, Mikey, the conspiracy theory is they're calling it the Mandalorian timeline now. And so clearly it's going to be his own timeline.
Oh, yeah. See, they're about to go. It hasn't diverged yet. It's going to diverge in that Ahsoka series.
Yes.
And we're going to pretend that the sequels did not happen.
They can't do that.
They're going to do it. They're not ever going to announce it, but the people who are in the know will understand. It will diverge.
There's no way. So you're saying that
they can't. It has to happen.
Kelvin.
Yeah.
Oh God, I hope not. No, see,
I would watch this.
It's too much to do World Between Worlds. I know the logo of the Ahsoka show has the thing circle with the World Between Worlds.
They're going to do it because they understand that the sequel trilogy is a disaster and damn near destroyed Star Wars.
Well,
and then they run into Doctor Strange just out there doing the multiverse.
Yeah, look, here's our crossover event of the century right there.
There is going to be. It's not necessary to do it, though. You don't have to do it. I mean, you do
have to do it because you have a
time in between.
We love Rey.
Nobody loves Rey. Nobody does.
You're wrong.
Nobody loves Rey.
There's a lot of people that like Rey.
They artificially propped Rey up by making sure everyone else in the they made everyone else in the series unattractive. They give Rose the worst possible haircut, put her in something frumpy to enhance Rey.
No, Josh. No,
that girl from Felicity is gorgeous.
Josh.
What did they do with her? They kept a helmet on her the whole time. Okay, it's ridiculous. They were artificially propping up.
This is not how this was supposed to go.
Let me just say that Finn got done wrong. That's all I'm gonna say.
He did, and so did Rose.
Finn got done wrong, but
there's a lot of done wrong.
So
we got done wrong by those movies.
I do
listen, we have to go ahead.
Well, no, I do like with the Dark Troopers that they have made a battalion of troopers that the only thing that could save these people is a Jedi. I mean, there would have been no way that they could have fought through that.
Yeah. If for a second I thought maybe Din would use the Darksaber, but then the X-Wing showed up, and I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I thought we were going to get. Yeah, I mean, I thought we were about to get a fight. Really, I thought we would see that fight start, and then we would get saved, right?
Yeah.
But no, we just got
saved.
those things at all. Yeah.
Dude, and Luke
Jedi Ex Machina.
Luke was just wearing it out.
That's the Luke we wanted, and that's the Luke they deprived us of with their crap sequel. It is. I mean, look at the reaction.
Our next series is not a Star Wars series.
But look at the reaction to Luke being what we wanted Luke to be.
Oh no, everybody was happy.
I just love this episode.
It's 9.9 on IMDb.
It is.
I've never seen anything 9.9.
Yeah,
this is the best Luke.
I mean, Brian's right. I mean, it is the best Luke. Yeah.
And that moment was just like rapture. I mean, I was just so it's like, oh,
pitch him over his shoulder. Take that baby.
Oh.
So I mean, we've got the CG was good. It looked good. They still haven't mastered the dialogue part of it though. Like the mouth moving as he's
they kept his words very few, didn't they?
Yeah. Not only that, they hid the camera on some of them, so they didn't have to make him move his mouth too much.
Yeah.
Right.
It also, vaguely out of sync.
Did his voice sound like? Okay, a lot of people are praising his voice, and I agree. It sounds like Return of the Jedi Luke, but it also has like very computer undertones to me.
It didn't sound like Luke to me. It sounded processed. Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't think
I agree.
Mark
I
Hamill
agree
can
with
talk
Ross.
If they do any more scenes with Luke, I'd rather them just recast it. I was always a Mark Hamill deepfake guy, CGI guy, but I'm okay with them recasting it.
I think they need to.
I agree with Jacob here.
Especially if they're going to have him in more shows.
I hope he doesn't show up too much.
Yeah, I mean,
because you don't want him saving the day every time. But
he's like the Optimus Prime of the show, right? Like he comes in to absolutely annihilate everything and save the day, and you can't have that too much, or it becomes rote, right? You start to expect it. So I think we need to not see him in Star Wars canon for a while. And let him be the peak powerful, the most powerful entity that you've got to deal with at any given time, and I think we don't see him again for a while.
Until Jorush Kaboth comes back when they do the Heir to the Empire.
Please no.
I don't know what that means.
It's EU. It's just There's so many apostrophes in the EU. They just throw them. They just put them everywhere. It's awful. That stuff is awful.
So many apostrophes.
You got to recast Luke if you want like real emotion.
I agree, Earl.
Even if
the CGI grew on me on like the sixth. Go on.
No, I was just going to say, even if it's the body double guy that they used, which he's an actual actor, he's not just a stunt guy. I mean, the guy that they used looks quite a bit like Mark Hamill also.
Really?
Yeah, if you look him up on IMDb, I mean, he's pretty. He looks pretty similar to Mark Hamill, as much as like Sebastian Stan does. I mean, you could your brain could go there. I mean, pretty easily with either of those actors.
Question: he puts on the glove, Return of the Jedi, because his hand got shot.
Sure.
Why
it's
does
been
he 5
years? Why is he not fixing the hand?
It's a fashion choice now.
It's a fashion choice.
Yeah. That's he wants. He wants to be reminded of his father, who was
right.
more machine than man.
Yeah.
And he's like, this is how close I was to becoming something like that.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I know
that's a really good point. I mean, yeah, you can look down. That's a constant reminder. Look down at the glove. Yeah,
This
Max
is what I could have become.
Which is a big point of the return of Jedi at the end.
Mackie.
Look him up. I mean, and he looks just like Mark Hamill, almost more than Sebastian Stan.
Oh, is this the guy, Max Lloyd Jones? Is this
yeah. He looks really quite a bit. If I actually paid for StreamYard, I could look it up and put a picture on here. Guess what? I ain't ever going to pay for StreamYard.
We have the bargain basement StreamYard.
He doesn't have the crooked nose, but
no, he doesn't. The motorcycle accident.
Yeah. He needs to be in an accident. Horribly disfigured. Do you take the craft seriously or not?
Method.
Go wreck your car right now.
Go wreck your car.
Yeah, go eat a windshield or get out of here. Or GTFO.
Yeah. So.
And then we have this moment where Grogu is touching the screen as Luke is fighting.
Yes.
Remember this?
Gosh.
I'm not sure I can talk about it.
So many good Grogu moments. I mean,
it's very emotional.
And
just looking around.
When the payoff, and really, I think it's more of a payoff because it means more of when Din took his helmet off. I mean, good.
Yeah. This is different than in the Believer episode because that was very pragmatic. He's trying to move through right. This he didn't have to. Nothing was accomplished except a connection to Grogu, and he did it in front of many more people.
Yeah,
strangers and people who he has to deal with going forward. And he did it anyway. And I thought it was great. I mean it was earned. It was very well earned.
It was in front of a real live creature. That's the first time he's done that for anything live.
I mean,
Well, in the Believer,
wanted Grogu to see it.
But that was for the machine specifically.
And that's right. Yeah, he didn't. He wasn't. Yeah, you're right. He wasn't necessarily. He didn't intend to interact with anyone.
Yeah.
So
that
was great. I mean, it was. It's a great dad moment. Just says,
And Pedro, I mean, just
he acted the crap out of it.
He freaking needs to get an Emmy for that, just for that moment,
just for that scene,
that one scene. If there's any, I've seen people win Oscars for less. So he needs to get an Emmy. He needs to get an Emmy just for that moment.
Hey, we know you wore a silver bucket over your head for like 16 shows, but
right, exactly.
No, there was a little moment there to me. For some reason, I was hearkening back to E.T. for that moment because there's this bond that's formed. I know Rhett hates E.T., but anyway.
Elliot,
I haven't seen it.
Okay, well, there's this bond between Elliot and the E.T. creature that's leaving, and so I don't know why, but there was a little moment there. And dude, I mean, I'll be honest. I was post COVID shot. I think maybe that was messing with my emotions. I got a little misty.
That's one of the. I've seen that as one of the
side effects. You get,
you get real emotional.
I was like, what's going on, man? What's this water? What's going on? I don't understand. Is this a side effect?
Oh my gosh.
Then I started barking at the moon. I don't know. It was great. Bark, bark.
Oh my gosh. So
anyway.
What do we think like Luke's plans are with Grogu? I mean,
Thanks, I'll take him. May the force be with you.
R2 shows up. He says,
"Oh man,
we got R2. Oh my gosh, yeah. I did not expect
R2 was awesome.
Did you think Grogu knew R2 and that's why he reacted so much that way?
Some people that speculated that. I think Grogu just saw a fun new playmate.
Perhaps.
And R2 was having flashbacks.
Eggs were stored in this.
Yeah.
Maybe it had more frog eggs than he.
Oh yeah, he thought he was. Yeah, he looked like that thing that carried the frog eggs.
Yeah,
I think R2 was having flashbacks to that thing that beat him with a stick. But
exactly. Well, I mean, I think that R2 obviously was hanging around the Jedi Temple during the prequel era. Maybe there was some interaction between the two at some point. I mean,
maybe he helped facilitate Mace Windu rescuing him, which we'll see in season 3.
Good grief! Don't speak that into existence.
When we go to Naboo next season.
Yeah.
Boo.
Get our Jar Jar Binks.
Where we elect 9-year-old queens.
Oh, you know who's hanging out on that
makes
boo.
good work,
Jar Jar
Naboo.
Binks is Jar Jar
Yeah.
Binks. He's a clown.
C.O. Bibble may be there as a.
Look, if they announced a Jar Jar show, I would watch it.
Yeah.
Look, at this point, I'm going to watch any of the shows that
All
they
of it.
have.
I'm going to watch all of it. Except the cartoons.
I mean, as long except exactly as long as Favreau is somehow involved in the show, I'm pretty confident that they will be well done at least.
That's the team right now. Favreau, Filoni.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's good.
And apparently Robert Rodriguez for the Book of Boba.
Yes, which we'll get to. Yeah,
he's added.
I mean, this many shows though, you're going to get some dip in quality and some variance.
Oh yeah, just look at the
Some
Arrowverse.
people are going to say this one's better than this one.
Yeah,
and that'll be the fun.
Yeah.
Look, that Acolyte's going to be terrible, right?
No.
It's going to be terrible,
It
right?
has an interesting premise, so we'll see.
It's going to be great. It's going to be
High Republic mystery thriller with Siths.
I did see that.
They've marketed him. They've marketed him a little bit lately.
Yeah, they put out a tweet today. I think they're messing with people.
It's a troll. That's all they're doing is just it's a major troll because
they know
people are out there talking about him.
Yeah.
So we'll have to DH Samuel Jackson again.
Yeah, that was
dark. No, we forgot about that. No, Gideon totally was.
Oh yeah.
I thought he was going to do it for a second. I was like,
"Yeah,
oh my God.
yeah, that's hardcore for your for Disney Plus, isn't it?"
I mean, we'd already kind of seen that once with the
carriages.
Yeah, but that's different. That's
I mean, but
putting a gun in your mouth.
The willingness for an Imperial guy to kill himself, because I thought he was going to do it also.
I thought that one scene too where Mando like snapped the guy's neck. I was like, this is a Disney show. I was like, whoa. I mean, that was just put him to sleep with the spirit. They spent a long time, and he just
cracked
that's
it.
True. Yeah, I would.
Wow.
I would pay $19.99 for a Disney After Hours.
Like a rated R
subscription service.
The Boba show should be TVMA. There we go.
Oh yeah.
Boba can be.
I mean, he's got a thing with that Fennec Shand. I mean, that's pretty obvious, right?
I don't know.
Oh yeah. Oh no, they're a thing.
I don't think.
Yeah.
I need some clay pots kicked.
Her with her robot guts. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that, but there's something going on.
Yeah, that's interesting.
That was all that was.
Yeah. So all these people lied to us, by the way. All these people said they weren't in any more episodes.
They did.
The Disney NDA.
Yeah. I mean, it's easily. All of them easily lie. Yeah.
Let's talk about Ming Na for 1 second. She's 50. She's 57.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa.
Man,
that's even older than me.
Even older than Earl.
Too.
And man, she looks great. She looks great.
She does, and she moves well.
Yeah.
She's good joints.
Good joints.
All right. Anyways, that was our Ming Na moment.
Hey, before we move to
we got off the rails there. We can start talking about our joints. Whoa. Let's put an explicit content label out.
For the record, that was you.
I did like the theme, the way they did it with that so right after the end of the show, but which by the way, Gideon's there, I guess. He's just kind of enjoying. I like that.
The string theme of the show on the strings theme.
Yes, the strings. They did that was really cool.
It's funny because he doesn't like. If you watch interviews with Ludwig Göransson, he doesn't like you're comparing him to Conti all the time. Yeah, I am flexing on you. But that strings theme at the end is absolutely a very, very Conti-esque of at the end of Rocky with the strings theme from Rocky.
Yeah, I liked it.
Yeah, I mean, during the whole credit, like the only reason I watched the credits is because I was enjoying that music so much.
Yeah.
Play, And then all of a sudden there was an end credit scene. And I was like, what the heck?
And then boom.
Well, I always watch the credits because I care about the people who put their work into the program. You know, I don't.
Except anybody that has the word animation in their title.
What hacks?
Yeah, what a bunch of hacks.
Like a flip book. Look, that's a woodpecker running or whatever.
So
I
think we can jump to. I think we can jump forward a bit. I mean, I have no idea why Luke feels like he needs to come get Grogu. I mean, it just feels like
he's going to train him. He's taking him to the Jedi Academy to be.
He went to the Jedi Academy.
Yeah, he said, "Come get me."
Well, train right. Yeah, he went to the Seed Stone. I get that.
Well,
I understand that.
He's going to have to open up his mind, right? Because he's repressed. There's some way he's locked up himself.
Yeah. I mean, he still needs a lot of training, and that's what Luke sort of said. I mean, in the few amounts of dialogue that he said, if I don't train this kid, it's going to be a problem. Essentially, is what he said. I mean, things are not going to go well for him.
Maybe Ghost Yoda was like, train him, you must. That was a terrible Yoda, by the way.
Man,
that was awful.
I mean, it wasn't.
I'll tell you who's got good joints. That Yoda.
In the prequels,
he walks all around.
Yeah,
really well.
Somebody do a better Yoda.
Except in Phantom Menace, he doesn't move as well in the original.
Oh, he's pretty static there.
The puppet. The horrible
looking puppet.
How do you let that happen? By the way, that puppet.
I mean,
that's.
Have they? Okay, wait. They've digitized him in Phantom Menace. Have they digitized Yaddle, or is she a puppet?
They didn't bother.
Yeah, she was still. I mean, I think only she. I think she turned her head like that once.
Yeah.
I mean, they didn't. She wasn't the most dynamic character anyway.
No. And then she was inexplicably gone for that.
Yeah, well, she retired.
Yeah, she didn't have the joints for it.
All right. So the end credits, we jump to a I don't know, a girthy Bib Fortuna.
Yeah.
I don't know that I would have chosen that word, but
yeah, he's girthy.
He's a bit stout.
Yeah, no, that fits.
Girthy's right.
Do we like that also his head tail gets fat? Not just like his head tail gains weight also.
That's a reprisal by Matthew Wood, who played him in Phantom Menace.
Oh, that was Matthew Wood.
Really?
Yeah, Matthew Wood, the protege of Ben Burt.
Yeah, I mean,
wow.
He didn't sound quite the same as I remember him.
No.
Which
Boba!
Which made me think that he was not Bib Fortuna, but
then he just said a bunch of huddies that didn't go with his lines, which a lot of very deep fans got mad about.
Oh, really?
And he also said McClunky, which pissed some people off.
McClunky was funny.
That was a nice touch.
Yeah.
That was good.
So I always thought that Bib Fortuna just blew up with the skiff.
Well, clearly, he saw Boba on the ship dead, and he was just like, "Oh, I'm going off."
We think he made a jump for it.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't remember.
They'll explain
Bib being on the skiff.
They didn't show it.
Was Bib on the skiff? I don't remember.
I think he was.
I don't know.
Let's all go back and watch.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he was on the skiff, but sure, maybe he escaped.
I mean, not everybody does. Yeah, I mean, he jumped out.
What I loved about that scene, though, they had the subtitles were straight out of the original trilogy. They were the same font that they used in the original trilogy.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't catch that.
I watched Return of the Jedi like a billion times. That's my favorite Star Wars movie. So
it's a good one.
The shadow coming down the stairwell there.
Yeah, that was very much
on Return of the Jedi being the best Star Wars.
Yeah, that was good too. I mean, the shadow coming down and then the character falling down the stairs. That was very Return of the Jedi. I mean, all of that felt really Return of the Jedi, which was important. Not as many people hanging out in the cantina area, though. I mean,
Fennec Shan letting the Twi'lek go, the Twi'lek slave.
Yeah,
you shot that.
Yeah, she's got a heart. She's got she's not all machine yet.
She just doesn't have a lower intestine.
Yeah, she's not all machine yet.
How did she digest that spotchka she's drinking?
Yeah,
maybe that's
probably just runs right through her. They got some process. It's like a still down there.
Oh, I didn't
just referment. Yeah,
I didn't catch that. The heads of the
pisses booze.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I didn't even notice that.
I didn't catch that. That's pretty awesome.
Oh wow! You mean at the end when he was sitting there?
I need to look at that. That was a pretty awesome throne, though. By the way, I mean, I was.
and that music kicked in. Goran's theme for him.
Boba just looked good on that throne.
Yes.
Like he just looked like he was meant.
Looked like he belonged.
Now I don't. There's got to be a backstory as to why he. I'm sure that Bib Fortuna was probably doing him wrong at some point on.
Yeah, you have to assume he had been wronged at some point by that group because he really went in cold blood and just cleaned the place out. Which is in character maybe for the Boba Fett we grew up with, but not so much in character for the one that we thought we were getting. So,
We'll
see.
That's why I think that this certainly is going to be just a limited series, or maybe 4 episodes at the most. I mean, I can't imagine this being like a really long.
I see 6. It's like Obi-Wan. Yeah, we'll do 6.
Oh, so you're under the impression that season 3 of Mando is not going to be until 2022.
I think it's early 2022. That's my personal opinion.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's interesting because Michael thinks there isn't one, right?
No. I think that they're
for a second there.
Well, they've not started production yet, right?
Not yet.
They're in
Season 3.
pre-production. So they haven't started production.
Yeah, so it would be pushing it to get it out by December, I think.
And it's funny because you can say that they're having to wait for Pedro to do a movie or something, but they could freaking shoot a lot of stuff without him.
I think partial of what has delayed this is probably COVID. I think they wanted to get started on this Boba stuff sooner than they have.
Probably.
And now that's pushed that back, and they're going to get in production as soon as Boba's done shooting.
So Boba's going to take on Darth Maul's syndicates, right? Isn't that?
No, I don't think.
Wait to bring in Darth Maul.
I mean, I think that
he's dead. He's dead. Darth Maul is dead at this point.
Darth Maul's very dead at this point.
And in my world, he's been dead since Phantom Menace.
Yeah,
I don't know if you've seen that movie, but they cut him in half and he plummets down the bottom of the pit.
Until you watch
the animated series, though.
Until you saw Solo.
Yeah,
you're like, this guy.
Yeah.
Did he die? Why is he dead?
Freaking spider legs.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's go around. Any final thoughts from anybody? I think Ryfin, did we miss anything?
Not really. There's a Good Morning America interview with Jon Favreau. Morning, which I wish he got to say more because I cut him off on a couple stuff because I had to go. It happens.
You don't cut Favreau off though, man.
But he did basically say that Boba's coming in 2021, and as he confirmed that Kathleen Kennedy said the next chapter, which is what a lot of people were talking about.
Right,
Mandalorian was Boba Fett. And then we're going to get season 3 after that, and whether they release at the same time. Well, but I doubt it because like Brett said, that's pushing it to get a show out like that. So my final thoughts are a really fun season. With a great ending.
Yep. What about you, Dr. Earl?
I mean, I think I agree with what Garrison is saying. This is the perfect ending to this whole arc of the what is it? The Lone Wolf and the Cub arc, we will call it.
Oh yeah.
Next season will be called Mandalorians. They're just going to put an S on it. It's like Friends. They're going to have Mandalorians.
Yeah. Interesting.
Instead of the Mandalorian.
I don't
know. But I loved it. I mean, you can't ask for anything better. I think Star Wars, this is the direction Star Wars needs to go.
It's in good hands. Yeah. It's in really good hands right now. Rhett, anything you want to say?
Change my mind, Rhett.
No, I think season 2 is better than season 1.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
I don't think it got all. I think it started questionably. I just rewatched episode 2, the second episode of Frog Lady. Right. That's not a great episode. It seems very slow and like you're not, but the back half of this season is all lore and it keeps moving, right? Overall, I think this is better. I'm a little concerned. Baby Yoda was the breakout star of this show.
Yes.
From a marketing standpoint, from a stay-at-home Christian mom standpoint. And they've got to keep that audience.
Yes.
And I don't know what the show looks like without him.
I know that Grogu will not be in at least the first half of season 3. I mean, I don't
think he could come back. Unless he quits.
I think he
Right.
comes back at some point. I don't think you ditch Baby Yoda because Baby Yoda's become such a star.
You may be right, and that they may know that, but I don't know narratively how you do that without it feeling very cheap.
I can't come up with something.
Luke is needed someplace else and has to go do something else. I mean, it's you just make it. I mean, it's something like that. I mean,
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. But so they need to come up with what's the show going to look like, and if it's going to be Bo-Katan and dealing with Thrawn or all these crossovers. I mean, it felt like a series finale, and I would be okay if it was, or if they establish their Ahsoka show, establish the Rangers show, and
bring them all together.
We have another Mando series later. In 2 years we have another one.
They're going to shoot right after Boba, so we already.
Yeah, but we're going to get one before that. But I don't know. I'm curious to see what it all looks like, what they do, how they change the what narrative they go with. So we'll see.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a lot of the Mandalore stuff because the assumption to them always, and especially Dave Filoni, is that people are very interested in what happens on Mandalore, Mandalorians. I mean, all of that. So I think that we're going to get some of that next season.
But they didn't do a lot of that. I mean, you had these offhand references, but the audience has no reason to be invested in Mandalore right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
cartoon people maybe. They obviously know more about it, but most of the people watching this.
If you go back to the history of the animated series, though, you see.
Right.
I'll show you.
No, it is what it is. The animated series is canon, so it is.
I know, but you also have to understand your audience, and most of your audience hasn't seen it.
Yeah.
So
that's fair.
They've had an uptick in viewers on those shows since
Mandalorian.
Since the season.
So maybe they'll break people
except for Red.
Right.
If you want to make it all about the fight for Mandalore, you have not you've not put a whole lot of effort in so far to establishing that as something we should care about.
Josh makes an interesting point here that
it's a cartoon.
I'm on Red's side. It's a cartoon.
Yeah. Gravity Falls is an animated series.
They're all.
This is the only one he accepts as an animated.
Gravity Falls is the only show he accepts as a good
that's good
quality.
Stuff.
That's interesting, though. That's interesting. I like that.
No, it won't.
I don't know.
No.
Well, and then they could do Luke.
He would still be a baby.
Yeah, he'd be a baby. They're getting him. Maybe the Bad Batch is the one that got him out of the temple.
The Bad Batch.
Maybe. It's possible. So anyways, all right. Well, I think that
we really need to know who got him out of the temple.
Yeah, but it's Star Wars, man.
Yes, you have every minute detail about Star Wars.
Yeah, if it's not going to be in a show, it's going to be in a comic
book,
a book, or Oh man, Roth!
Big
Roth
challenge
coming after you. Yeah,
like I've done it before.
Well, hey, this was a fantastic season all around. I think that creatively they've got the right team, and I know that they're going to continue with that team. So I'm excited for whatever they do for season 3. Some housekeeping for the Deucecast Extra. We are going to take the holidays off. So everybody enjoy your Christmas holidays. And on into the new year. We are going to take a little bit of a break, but we will be returning. Hopefully, this same crew, if I can talk Red into doing it, we'll come back. We'll come back for WandaVision. So that's going to be our next show, guys. So we're going to take some time off. WandaVision, I think, starts January 19th. So we're definitely going to do that now.
I am not staying up till 2 a.m. to watch WandaVision.
No. No, I probably won't either. Well, I say that.
Yeah, I'm all talk right now, but
I'm all talk right now. That's real good.
So, the great thing about this crew for WandaVision is that Earl can tell us all about these old shows that it's going to be mimicking.
That's right.
I remember this episode of Leave It to Beaver when it first came on. He's not that.
That's a very good point.
No.
I know a little Marvel lore, probably more than some.
Yeah, he knows. He does know all that Marvel lore, though.
That's actually what I was going to say.
I'd watch a cartoon before I'd read a comic book.
To tide you over, not that we're shilling for Disney Plus or anything, but to tide you over, Friday of this week, you get the gallery Mandalorian season 2, which is just a one episode.
Awesome.
It's just a one episode thing this time, though. It's just
Oh.
it's more just like an hour-long special that they're doing. I think I read somewhere an hour, and some people say 2 hours. Who cares how long it is? It's going to be on Christmas Day. It's not like anybody's staying up to watch that. And then also there's going to be a Marvel show that they're sort of giving you just some basics on the characters.
Yeah.
In preparation for WandaVision.
I can't remember the name of it.
It's like Marvel
Visions?
Visions, which seems wrong, but maybe that's what they're calling it. Because wasn't there a Star Wars show that's coming out called Visions?
Star Wars
maybe it's that,
Visions.
yeah.
It was something like that, though. It was like Marvel.
Yeah, it was like a one-word title.
It was a one-word title, and all it is just sort of giving people an idea about these characters to prepare you for WandaVision. So you've got a couple shows to tide you over until WandaVision starts. I really appreciate the support everybody's been giving this little show. We're getting a couple of more subscriptions here and there. Legends. Okay, that makes sense. Marvel Legends.
Smash the bell.
Yeah. So please,
smash that like button.
Smash that like button.
Man, it's awful.
Share it. Give us all the love on YouTube. If for some reason you have not had enough of myself and Dr. Earl specifically, and this week, Garrison, on Wednesday, we're releasing our annual episode on the Deucecast. Sort of a spoiler for those of us that are getting to watch live. So
I have some presents for you, Mikey and Earl.
That's right. So it's our annual.
Oh, that's right.
Our annual Christmas gifts episode for the Deucecast comes out on Wednesday. We had a lot of fun with Garrison on there, and maybe. And I'm only doing this because Nathan is in the chat. Aussie Nate. Maybe in 2021, who knows? CTI could come back.
Oh my gosh!
You heard it here first.
You heard it here and only here that perhaps if I'm talked into it enough, and
I'm out of practice. I got to bone up on my manatee.
So, yeah, there he is. So again, thank you guys for watching this, and we will be back whatever the Monday is after WandaVision, January 19th. Again, thank you, Garrison, for joining us. Thank you, Dr. Earl. Thank you, Rhett. Everybody have a happy holidays, happy New Year, and let's hope for a better 2021.
All right.